I got to do my show. Oh, here I'm Harry. Thanks, Steve, and good evening, everybody. We're now ready to rock and roll. Excuse me. Thank you. Live from our Jackson studios. This is the L2C Media Network, and this is Sports Final with Steve Baxley, sponsored by, well, you figure it out, the L2C Media Network. I'm Harry von Stuttgart, and here he is, the man who turns the details from headlines in the world of sports. Our own Wart the Wizard, Steve the Baxman Baxley. Hey, hi, thank you, Harry. Long intro, but pretty darn good nonetheless. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Final, seen right here on youtube.com/Lugnuts6. Glad to have you with us, and big thank you to my good friend, the Lady Macbeth of Comicsgate, the Spider-Man, or Spider-Woman of Comicsgate, the princess, the madame, if you will, of Comicsgate. She's got Wart the Wizard and Pirate Queen coming up, and those are going to be hits. Super Dead is a hit, so she is 3 hits. The comic book industry is in very good hands. There are some very talented independent artistes, writers, and comic book creators, and it's all good in the hood. And we're just here. By the way, don't look now, because we're going to talk about something I hope you really like, because it is time for the Baxalog. Zoom. Yep, the Baxalog, now with 100% more fiber. Zoom. And we hope sometime to get better graphics. Dry erase board does not make it. Anyway. Okay. What are we going to talk about? Now we're just going to talk. Now, as y'all know, I've been keeping tabs on a program on Disney Plus called WandaVision. Now, I got to tell you, I don't want to spoil it, so if you don't want to hear any spoilers, you won't. We'll just give you the sound. Yep. Now, this week's edition, not much on Wanda, but it does answer a lot of questions. And if you haven't seen it, don't worry, I'm not going to spoil it for you. But it is getting good, and I think we got about, we're on to episode 4 or 5? 4? You sure? Okay. We're on the latest episode. I don't know if it's 4 or 5, but this one takes us to answer a lot of questions, especially about, I don't know, some things that were never shown in the last episode. And answers, as I said, a few questions, but still leaves one mystery. Who is really pulling the strings? So if you ever want to watch a great show from the folks at Marvel, and in some cases Disney, WandaVision, it is good. Binge on it, if you will, because I don't think there's going to be a second season, because this is all leading towards, well, dare we say it, it's all tied into a new Marvel Cinematic Universe member. Well, we can't tell you that person's name because it's not how we do things. But I gotta tell you, it is good. The first episode was somewhat of a intro takeoff of Dick Van Dyke. Second episode had the intro of Bewitched. Third episode went Brady Bunch. Fourth episode, not much of an opening. I mean, it was a cold open. So I think fifth episode might take a little dramatic turn. Uh, and if you watched the last episode, oh, what a turn it did. And that is your Baxalog, such as it is. WandaVision. I gotta make something called Mandy Vision. I gotta make a logo for Mandy Vision. By the way, we are going to be announcing a third podcast. It deals with the U.S. Program, The Office. In fact, it's going to be called Office Clutter. I'll tell you more about it in the weeks to come, but we're going to have fun with the U.S. Telecast of The Office. So tune in, turn on, and be entertained like you're going to be entertained tonight. And I want to thank Mandy Summers for plugging the old show on her stream. I thank her for coming on and watching the show. We told you we were going to do things good, and we certainly are. And that's your monologue. Thank you and good night. No, we still got to do a show. Yes, I know. So let's get you some sports. Shall we? We shall see. And here we go. Sports headlines, sports scores, and everything else happening in this wild world of weirdness. And above all, general insanity. Let's go first. Major League Baseball. Are you going to love this? Yes, you're going to love it. Cleveland has agreed to a big deal as we take you to the Hot Stove League. And let's find out what's going on. That's right. Cleveland tonight has added some desperately needed outfield help. The club agreed to a one-year contract worth $8 million for free agent slugger Eddie Rosario, or so says Mark Feinsand of MLB.com. The team has not yet confirmed the move. Rosario became a free agent when the AL Central rival Twins non-tendered him in early December. 29-year-old has been one of the game's steadiest power hitters in recent years. The lefty swinger slugged 13 home runs in the 60-game season and has 96 homers since 2017, are a top 30 mark in baseball. Now, believe it or not, Cleveland has not had an outfielder hit 24 homers in a season since Grady Sizemore in 2008. Rosario hit at least that many every year from 2017 to 2019. Now, the outfield has been a major problem for Cleveland the last few years since Michael Brantley left as a free agent during the 2018-2019 offseason. Cleveland outfielders have combined to hit .239, .306, .389, with 72 home runs and over 2,600 plate appearances. That is fifth worst batting average, sixth worst on-base percentage, and fourth worst slugging percentage among all outfield units. Now, Cleveland lost walk machine Carlos Santana to free agency and traded superstar shortstop Francisco Lindor earlier this offseason, creating a massive hole in the middle of the lineup. Rosario alone won't replace those, Lindor and Santana, but he will help manager Terry Francona can now deploy a starting lineup that looks something like this. Batting first, second baseman Cesar Hernandez. Batting second, left fielder Josh Naylor. Batting third, third baseman Jose Ramirez. Batting fourth, right fielder Eddie Rosario. Batting fifth, designated hitter Franmil Reyes. Batting sixth, catcher Roberto Perez. Seventh, Jake Bowers, first base. Shortstop Andres Jimenez will bat eighth, and Oscar Machado, center fielder, will bat ninth. Now, Cleveland also has Ahmed Rosario, who came over in the Lindor trade and is a natural shortstop. His name has popped up in trade rumors recently, and he also could move to another position with center field, a long-rumored destination. It's also possible Cleveland will slot Rosario in at short and send Jimenez AAA for more seasoning. Rosario is a steady source of power and solid batting averages, but he rarely walks. Believe me, his career .310 on base percentage and is not much of a defender. He spent most of his time in left field, but may have to move to right in deference to Naylor, a converted first baseman with fairly limited outfield experience. Naylor spent most of his outfield time in left. Now, because he was non-tendered in December, Rosario did not make the top 60 free agent list. Minnesota non-tendered him rather than pay a projected $9.6 million through arbitration, according to trade rumors of MLB. There you go. As your Hot Stove League news of the day. Yay! Okay. And after 12 seasons together, Matthew Stafford and the Lions, well, they parted ways. And we may have a winner here. Despite leading the Rams to the Super Bowl, Jared Goff's job security is now in doubt after reports surfaced regarding Los Angeles Rams' interest in Matthew Stafford, the former Detroit Lion. Stafford considers the Rams a viable contender for his services, according to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. The Rams have indeed explored the possibility of trading for Stafford, per Jeremy Fowler. Now, Goff's current contract could play a factor in whether or not a trade can happen. Goff has 4 years remaining on his $134 million extension, with a potential out after the 2023 season. Former number 1 overall pick, 26-year-old Goff is 40-30 as the Rams starting quarterback. He went 9-6 as the Rams starter in 2020, while helping Los Angeles return to the playoffs after a 1-year absence. About 1/3 of the league has reached out to the Lions to discuss the possible trade for Stafford, according to Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network. The Lions will likely receive at least one future first-round pick in exchange for Stafford, per Rappaport. Earlier this week, we sort of said the 5 most likely trade fits for Stafford. See, after 12 seasons together, Stafford and Lions have mutually agreed to part ways via a trade. Lions coach Dan Campbell and general manager Brad Holmes, who were both hired earlier this month, knew prior to being hired that the Lions were planning to trade Stafford, who still has 2 years remaining under his current contract. The 32-year-old quarterback is coming off the 2020 season that saw him complete 64.2% of his passes for 4,084 yards, 26 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Stafford, the Lions franchise leader in just about every career passing category, was named to his first and only Pro Bowl in 2014. The NFL's 2-time leader in pass attempts, Stafford is one of 8 quarterbacks in league history to throw for over 500 yards in a season. He's led the Lions to postseason berths in 2011, 2014, 2016, to which Detroit lost each of their playoff games under Stafford, and are still in search of their first postseason win since 1991. Lions have fallen on hard times over the past 3 seasons. During that span, they have posted a 14-33-1 record. The Lions' lack of success led them to firing Matt Patricia and Bobby Quinn with 5 games remaining in the 2020 regular season. Now, let's just put it this way. What can the Lions get in exchange for Stafford? Well, a first and third round pick would be appropriate compensation for Stafford. Chris Trapazzo has the football team given up their first round pick to acquire Stafford in his most recent mock draft. He's not the only established quarterback, however, whose future is currently not known. Deshaun Watson has publicly expressed frustration with the Texans, who have endured a tumultuous offseason that included the controversial hiring of general manager Nick Caserio. There you go. Right from there, let's keep going, get you more headies. That's what we're going to call him now. We've got Headies. All right. In NBA news, and wow, some NBA news I think you're going to love. Well, maybe. Russell Westbrook isn't having a good week or a good year. And obviously, neither am I. Anyway, let me just give me a few moments here. There we go. Okay. Now, if we're ready, shall we begin? Good. Russell Westbrook isn't having a good week or a good year for that matter. His Washington Wizards are now 3-12 on the season, giving them the worst record in the NBA. And he is shooting below 40% from the floor for the first time since his rookie season. The frustration stemming from that failure has taken its toll on Washington Stars, but unlike Bradley Beal, who is frequently caught slouching or looking otherwise disappointed, Westbrook has found a more active way of venting his fury. On Friday, that took the form of an ejection. Westbrook picked up his first technical foul in the second quarter when he and Rajon Rondo were both charged after an altercation in the fourth quarter. Westbrook shoved Rondo and was quickly given his second technical foul. He was ejected from the game and from the stadium, with Rondo waving goodbye from the free-throw line as Westbrook left the game. Wow. Rondo is known for this sort of chippiness and even famously started a brawl with Chris Paul and the Houston Rockets 2 seasons ago. But Westbrook has now gotten into 2 scrapes this week alone. On Tuesday, Westbrook met his former team, the Houston Rockets, for the first time. And he and the player he was traded for, John Wall, got into a heated argument on the floor and were also called for double technicals. Oh, boy. Westbrook has dealt with personal frustrations before, and he's always been known as someone who wears his emotions on his sleeve. But this situation is new to him. Westbrook has reached the postseason every season since his rookie year and often contended for the championships with the Thunder and Rockets. Now he plays for the worst team in the NBA. No, not the Detroit Pistons, but the Washington Capitals. That's right. And he's been a big part of their losing. He isn't adjusting well to the new circumstances, and it helped the Hawks pick up a comfortable win over the Wizards on Friday. Ooh. Would you like that? I didn't. Let's keep going. Don't forget, top of the hour, which is midnight. We'll bring you a commercial. We'll let you know what Nick Ricada is doing tonight. Right now, some breaking news for you. And here it is in a nutshell of shells. The St. Louis Cardinals have landed all-star third baseman Nolan Arenado in a blockbuster trade with the Colorado Rockies. R.J. Anderson of CBSSports.com confirmed Colorado is expected to retain approximately $50 million of the $199 million remaining on Arenado's contract. Lefty Austin Gomber, righties Jake Woodford and Angel Rondon, first baseman Lucan Baker, and outfielder Jean Torres are headed to Colorado in exchange for Arenado. Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic notes the trade may not become official for a few days. Arenado must formally waive his no-trade clause, and his contract includes an opt-out following the 2020 season that could be reworked in some manner, including being pushed back. Also, MLB and the MLBPA must approve the trade because of the significant dollars changing hands. Arenado, who's into his age 30 campaign, is coming off a superb season, or subpar, not superb, but subpar season of 2020. 738 ops, However, he suffered an early shoulder injury that lingered for much of the season that was abbreviated to just 60 games because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Doubtless, that affected Ariando's production at the plate. The larger view suggests he's still an elite performer at the plate. He put up a 131 OPS plus from 2017 through 2019. And for his career, he's averaged 35 home runs and 39 doubles per 162 games played. That's to say nothing of the fact that Ariando remains perhaps the game's best defensive third baseman, one of the most valuable gloves at any position. Over the course of his career, he has won 8 Gold Gloves, one in every year of his MLB career, and 4 Silver Sluggers. He's also finished in the top 10 of the National League Most Valuable Player balloting on 5 different occasions. Now, some will point to the fact that playing in his home games at Coors Field has inflated his offensive numbers. But his park-adjusted statistics with bat are quite strong as well. It's never as simple as looking at the road stars of the road stats of a Rockies hitter. Playing in Coors Field exacts a price in games played closer to sea level. Look no further than DJ LeMahieu, whose offensive performance has actually improved away from Coors Field. Now, the financial angle is also an indelible part of the story. Ariando has 6 years and $199 million left on the extension that kicked in prior to the 2019 season, which in part explains why the Rockies were willing to part with their homegrown superstar. Also likely playing a role were reported mutual tensions between Ariando and GM Jeff Bridich, and Ariando's general dissatisfaction with the direction of the franchise. I wouldn't blame him. St. Louis, Ariando adds a badly needed impact back to a Cardinals offense that ranked 14th in the National League in runs scored last season and 10th in 2019. As well, he fills a hole in the infield. The decision to decline the club option of second baseman Colton Wong meant that Tommy Edman was in line for regular duty at that position. That in turn meant that Matt Carpenter, in decline at the plate and in the field, would have probably been the suboptimal solution at third base, where Edman spent the plurality of his time in 2020. Cardinals recently re-signed Adam Wainwright and are expected to resign Yadier Molina in the coming days. And once the Ariando trade is official, Cardinals manager Mike Shildt will able to deploy a regular lineup that looks like this. Batting first, second baseman Tommy Edman. Batting second, shortstop Paul DeJong. Batting third baseman Nolan Ariando. Batting fourth, first baseman Paul Goldschmidt. Batting fifth, left fielder Dylan Carlson. Batting sixth, right fielder Dexter Fowler. Batting seventh, catcher Yadier Molina. Batting eighth, center fielder Harrison Bader. And batting ninth, that'll be the pitcher spot. Now, Carpenter is the obvious candidate to step into the lineup should the National League adopt the universal DH in 2021. Reigning Gold Glove outfielder Tyler O'Neill could push Bader or Fowler to the bench, depending on each player's performance. On the whole, the Ariando's addition likely pushes the Cardinals to favorite status in the NL Central, which this winter has seen the reigning champion Cubs worsen themselves and the Reds and Brewers do little of anything. And the Cardinals have had a history of importing former Rocky stars. They acquired Larry Walker from Colorado in 2004 trade deadline, and they added Matt Holliday in a trade with the Athletics in 2009. St. Louis also acquired Scott Rowland in 2002. Rowland, like Arenado, was displeased with his former team, the Phillies, and wanted out. Holliday and Rowland were impending free agents when they first joined the Cards, and they signed long-term deals soon after. 37-year-old Gomber owns a 3.72 ERA and 104 Major League Baseball innings with St. Louis, MLB.com ranks. The 20-year-old Torres is the number 9 prospect in the Cardinal system and says the final product could be that of an above-average big leaguer who offers value in all facets of the game. MLB.com also ranks Rondon and Baker, the number 13 and 23rd prospects in the system, respectively. Wolford at 24 is unranked and had a 5.57 ERA in 21 innings with St. Louis in 2020. Now, Arenado is on a short list of the greatest Rocky players in history. He's fourth on the franchise's all-time WAR leaderboard behind Todd Helton, Larry Walker, Troy Tulowitzki. Now that he's been traded, Trevor Story's longtime future will become the focus. Story is scheduling to become a free agent next offseason, and if the Rockies intend to kick off an earnest rebuild, he figures to be the next player they trade. I wouldn't blame him. No. Anyway. It is now time to take a break. We'll have more headlines and we'll give you the scores shortly. But right now, hey, what's coming up on one more time, please, guys. I don't think I got it right. Boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom. All right, let's find out what's coming up on Los Blaney Interweb with the humble and funny Minnesota lawyer, Nick Rekieta. Oh, hi. Sorry. We're also going to give you a little bit of the Sydney Blue Sox and Canberra Cavalry game as well on our Sports Vision tonight. We're really working this, aren't we? But tonight on the Rekieta Law channel on Los Blaney and the Interwebs, if it's Friday night, you know what's coming up, don't you? Yes. You gotta be kidding. There is no show tonight. Wow. No show tonight. Well, he might have something. I just don't know what, but I don't think he's got a show tonight, guys. See if oh, that's me. I do not think Nick Rekieta's got a show tonight, but just in case, please listen to anyway, hello. I think Nick is going to be either doing a Saturday stream or one on Monday. I don't know if he's got one tonight. You'll find out. And so will we. Usually streams midnight Eastern time. Okay, what we're going to do right now is we're going to sing a few arias here. No, actually what we're going to do is very simple. We are going to join in progress we're going to give you a little sound from the Sydney Blue Sox and the Canberra Cavalry as that game is going on live right now, and then we're going to bring you back to this. It is game one of some great Australian baseball action.
He makes his way out there. So we're going to have some fun here as we work out who is actually where during the course of this afternoon's games. As David Candelas makes his way out. So stand by. We'll give you an official lineup for the Canberra Cavalry in a few minutes' time. But was this really, we are getting to where the rubber meets the road in the Australian Baseball League season with the standings at the moment. If you're not aware, due to the COVID-affected season and teams playing an uneven number of games, positions will be decided on percentages of win-loss. So after the answer, we'll have a look at that, and Woz can try and get the lineup for the Canberra Cavalry officially sorted. So the players are in position as we stand for the Australian National Anthem.
We're back after the anthem. So the Cavalry lineup, we'll go around the field. Frank Gailey, he gets the start to Robbie Perkins. Manaroa at first, Samad Taylor at second, Mikey Reynolds at shortstop, Cam Warner at third base. Then in the outfield, the resurgent Tucker Nathans, Chavez Young, and David Candless. Quite a strong outfield, but as Chris Coleman just said before the anthem, the playoffs this season work on the structure of, because there will be teams that haven't played as many games as others with the situation and heading around.
Well, the Cavalry, it's basically an equation that I think we spoke about last time we were here, was they're looking to get back to that 500 mark. They come into today's game 8-9 with a win-loss percentage of .471. As things stand, that places them in fourth place on the standings. However, a couple of wins in the doubleheader today, they would go to 10-9, and then all eyes will go to Perth on the Adelaide-Perth series that's taking place over there, because Adelaide sit at 11-9, Perth sit at 11-8. There is a logjam. Positions 2, 3, and 4. Melbourne, they have a decent odd break at the top of the table, about 15-7, which is a .682 win-loss percentage. But Sydney, 1-5. Couple of wins for them will change that 167 win-loss percentage. We'll see it skyrocket there. So a lot to play for in this weekend in the Australian Baseball League, as we see Robbie Perkins standing behind the plate. We have Trent D'Antonio coming into bat. And a man who can just build an at-bat. He can build a lengthy at-bat, a real stalwart of Australian baseball. And they will be facing the left-arm pitching of Frank Gailey, the man on the mound this afternoon here. As we get underway, Saturday afternoon baseball in the nation's capital. Gailey goes inside for pitch one, and we are underway.
This is on that inside part of the zone, Frank. Here's the 1-0. Hit straight off the glove of Warner into left field. D'Antonio comes around. He has a look at second, and no, the side's against it. That comes off the heel of the glove. Warner, he's just signalling over to Reynolds and Taylor right now about the hop that took.
Now, it's something I suspect we're going to see a bit of today. Was as we mentioned in the pre-game, this ground has had 48 hours effectively under tarp. Indeed, you can see some changes in the colour on the grass, which on a wide shot you might be able to pick that a little bit later on. But there's also some areas where some water did get under, and they had to do some fairly heavy work to dry it off, and that might lead to some uneven bounce on the infield dirt and infield grass this afternoon. Into bat, Jacob Eunice with one on and strike one.
Eunice squares to bunt. We know that D'Antonio can run. Oh, one. As Chris said, when you get to the wide shot later on, Gailey checks D'Antonio. He's got a big lead. He holds. Here's the pitch. Swung through and missed him. Eunice is down 0-2. You can see some of that area behind Mikey Reynolds at shortstop, second to the left from the camera on the infield. You can definitely see that was an area where they did a lot of work, Chris. There was some water. It was so heavy that it got under the tarp. They had the blowers out here last night, pretty much all night on the infield. Here's the 0-2. Hit weakly along the ground towards the third baseman, Warner. He comes up over to first and gets the out. And there is one away. But more importantly for the Blue Sox, D'Antonio is at second.
So 1 on, 1 out. Hugely important for both these sides for a good start in this 4-7 inning game set over 24 hours. You're not going to be able to really call on many pitchers to return later on today or necessarily tomorrow. So really important for the pitchers, starting pitchers Frank Gailey and Adam Oller, to go as deep as possible. We know Gailey can throw 7 innings, and that'll free up a lot of resources for the Canberra Cavalry later on this weekend. I don't know as much about the visiting Blue Sox as we see in now. Carlos Cortez has a batting average of 333, which I think from memory is the highest batting average in this Sydney Blue Sox starting 9. It is. So
Cortez, of course, one of the New York Mets prospects. The Blue Sox. Antonio leads away from second. Shift applied here by the Cavalry. That's high and misses for ball 1. 1 and 1.
not the full shift. They've still got Reynolds there at shortstop, not going right across to the other side. But
mate, he's a step on the second base side of the bag. That's a shift.
he's back on the other side now. But he is moving across on the pitch.
Gailey set with the 1-1. Looks at D'Antonio. Here's the pitch. Inside, fouled. Oh. Rodriguez, the shortstop for the Blue Sox, stuck the mid out to try and grab it. Don't do that, mate. You need that for fielding layer.
You need all those fingers. It is going to be a tough afternoon from experience here at Canberra after wet weather. It is going to be a tough afternoon for shortstop and third base. That's the side of the field that seems to have be where the water runs to after rain has fallen.
1-2 from Gailey. Antonio leads off. Here's the pitch. Swung through and missed. And that's a strikeout for Gailey, and there are 2 away.
Gailey looking good early.
As you said, Christo, it's going to be who manages their bullpen. As you said, we're no strangers to Frank Gailey throwing 120 pitches in a game. That's why he is the workhorse of this rotation.
I reckon he'd be quite happy to not throw 120 this afternoon.
I think so too, but I mean, I'm just saying, if needed, he can.
Yeah.
As Alex Howe steps in, let him clean up the catcher. Antonio away from second. There it is again.
This young man on the bat as well, too, is someone that he still hasn't turned 30. 100-plus games in the ABL.
Here's the 0-1. And this is low and outside, evens the count at 1-1.
Career batting average of 256. Last season, they had a real standout year, 324. 102 at bats, 33 hits. A couple of bombs.
Fouled off and we'll go again. It's 1 and 2.
Very, very dangerous man there. Sydney. I think it's fair to say a trifle underdone last week going into the...
Okay, and a big gracias to our friends at the Australian Baseball League for letting us do a little papa. And we do so with happiness and joy. And what can we say but good on you. If you want to catch the Sydney Blue Sox and the Canberra Cavalry, please go to baseball.com.au on the old YouTube channel, and you got it. And that is it right now. It is 0-0. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Again, if you want to watch the game, it's on the baseball.com.au YouTube channel. It's pretty good. Okay, there we go. All right. It's a little chilly in Florida. It's chilly here in Michigan. Should be warm in Alabama with a banjo on me. Okay, it's time to get back to what we do. Let's give you the scores and the breaking sports news. And we've already done all that, well, except for the scores. And let's give you one more update. Legendary Temple coach John Chaney has passed away at the age of 89. A Naismith Hall of Famer who led the Temple Owls to 17 NCAA tournaments. At the age of 89, passed away. He took the Owls, as we said, to 17 NCAA tournaments, 5 Elite Eights, and won 741 games in a 34-year coaching career, including 24 seasons at Temple. The Temple program, there we go. The Temple program became nationally relevant for much of Chaney's tenure in the second half of the 80s and throughout the 90s. The Owls grew to be known as arguably the best program, and Chaney the best coach to never make a Final 14 tournament era from 84 to 2001. Chaney guided Temple to the NCAAs every season except one. Legendary Temple coach John Chaney, dead at the age of 89. We send respects, sympathies, and condolences to the Temple College folks and to the Chaney family. And let's give you what we give you. That's some basketball scores. We got scores. Let's give them to you. Okay, 7:36 remaining in the game. It is the Utah Jazz 101-81 over the Dallas Mavericks. Yep, 101-81. Utah Jazz over Dallas, the Mavericks. Right now, some final scores. Charlotte Hornets 108-105 winners over the Indiana Pacers. Atlanta Hawks 116-100 winners over the Washington Wizards. New Orleans Pelicans do a little Mardi Gras dance all over the Milwaukee Bucks, 131-126. Sacramento Kings, 126-124 winners over the Toronto Raptors. More final scores. New York Knicks beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, 102-81. Los Angeles Clippers over the Orlando Magic, 116-90. Philadelphia 76ers, 118-94 winners over the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Brooklyn Nets, 147-125 winners over the Oklahoma City Thunder. San Antonio Spurs over the Denver Nuggets, 119-109, and that is your NBA reportage. Now let's give you a little college football. Let's give you a little college b-ball action. Bebop, she's my baby. Bebop, don't mean baby. Bebop, she's my baby. Oh, sorry. I just felt like singing. That's what I felt like doing, is singing. You got to entertain the masses, folks. It's not all sports. We just entertain, or I try to entertain. It's not exactly high class, but still, we do our best. Okay, we got it. Let's pump it up, and let's do it proud, shall we, boys? Yes, sir. We do it proud. Here we go. 1-on-1, Mahjong. Full scoreboard, if you please. That's right. And as always, we intone the mighty words at this broadcast. The scores we give you are courtesy of William Hill Sportsbooks. Remember, bet on yourself. And do we have the usual pickup? Yes, we do. Okay, lost this, but we got it back, and I got the number right. If you happen to have a gambling problem, or you're thinking you may have one, call 1-800-270-7177. That's 1-800-270-7177. And there you go. All right, let's kick it off and shoot the hoop. 19th ranked Illinois beat 7th ranked Iowa 80-75. And number 22 St. Louis and Richmond were postponed. You gotta be kidding me. That's all the scores they got today? Wow. Boy, disappointing. Let's go to the ladies. Up we're going to the ladies, and the full scoreboard there, my friends. The full scoreboard there. Okay, there we go. William Hill Sportsbooks. You realize the sportsbooks are doing good business now that there's that it's legal now in certain states, including Michigan, with more jumping in. It's going to be a plethora of goodness. Let's do this. 5th ranked UCLA over Arizona State 60-57. 6th ranked Stanford over Washington State 7-7. Sunset Strip over Washington State 77-49 over Washington State. Games that were postponed: number 10 Arizona and USC, number 11 Oregon and Utah, number 25 South Dakota State at Denver. There's your basketball. How about some hockey? I'll give you some hockey and some hockey news, and then we'll give you maybe a couple of media bites, and then say hi if we got a chance and a time, and then we will pass it around a bit. See who truly decides to do a cha-cha dance with us. Anyway, time we go over to the National Hockey League, and we do so right away. And I think this time we may have some 3-star selections to report to you. Gotta remember, stand up straight, stand tall. Well, wow, only one game in the NHL to report on. Then we'll go to some college hockey. But as we said, only one game. It was Columbus Blue Jackets beating up the Linda Steel Chicago Blackhawks 2-1. Corpizalo for Cleveland. No, for Columbus. Corpizalo for Columbus, 31 saves. Bjorkstrand for Columbus, 1 goal, 1 assist. And Strome, Chicago, 1 goal. There you go. And believe it or Narf, Point, or Zort. That is your college hockey scoreboard. Not college, pro hockey scoreboard. Let's give you some college hockey, shall we? Hopefully there will be some college hockey to talk about. Yeah. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Are you ready? No, I'm ready. I said, are you ready? Yeah, we're ready. We're ready to rock this puppy. Little puppet. Okay, only you're kidding. We only got one score to report? No, come on. It's got to be more scores. There's got to be a morning after the sainted clouds that we have seen before. So we'll go to the scoreboard and we'll do some shout outs. Shout out to Mandy Summers, Wyatt Holiday, Peter Gilmore, Piper, otherwise known as Fizz Giggity, or Fizzy as I call her. And to our good friend Hanstar, I want to wish you good health as you take a little time off. And don't worry, we keep you in our thoughts, and we know you'll be back. How do we know you'll be back? Because you will. And that is the name of that tune, you say. Do we even have, let's see, do we have like college hockey somewhere in the bounds of the universe? Oops. Oops, let's try it this way. Okay. Knew we were going to get something. Whatever that was, or is, or am, or can be. Hey, Sarah, Sarah, what will be, will be. Okay. Yeah, you want to do that? Let's do that. See if there's a better way to get the scores. And there is. Hot dog summer in the city. Okay, let's wallow in the fun, shall we? In the Atlantic Hockey Division. By the way, we're going to go to about 12:40 because we had a little issue. In the Atlantic Hockey Division, it was American International 6, Holy Cross 0. Army West Point over Sacred Heart 2-1. In the Big Ten, it was Minnesota over Ohio State 5-1. Notre Dame over Penn State 3-2. Wisconsin blanked Michigan State 6-0. Hockey East, UConn over Merrimack 6-1. Providence over New Hampshire 5-1. Massachusetts over UMass Lowell 5-0. In the NCHC MOUSC, Minnesota Duluth 2, Miami 1. North Dakota 6, Omaha 2. Denver Colorado College postponed. In the WCHA, Northern Michigan over Ferris State 5-4. Bowling Green over Michigan Tech 6-3. And Bemidji State over Minnesota State in non-conference action 4-1. That is your scoreboard. Now, while we have your attention, let's see if there are any media bites courtesy of our friends from Awful Announcing. Hey, yeah. And well, oh wow. As you know, ESPN is, well, in a little bit of a problem because of COVID, has really ravaged the once mighty, powerful, worldwide leader in total sports network coverage. The X Games have been able to legally drink for several years, with the inaugural summer competition coming in '95 and the first winter event coming in '97. The ESPN created, produced, and broadcast events have been staples over the summer and winter since, and also expanded into international editions of varying success. But the X Games may not be long for ESPN. According to a report from The Information, ESPN could look to sell either the X Games broadcast rights or the intellectual property rights themselves. A sale of the latter could bring in $50 million, while the network's goal for the former were as high as $100 million. The fan-free 2021 Winter X Games began on Friday, and several events will only be available on ESPN streaming and social platforms. ABC will be airing 7 hours of live afternoon coverage over the weekend, with ESPN airing 4.5 in the evening on the weekend. ESPN2's only coverage will air late Friday. Wow. As for potential suitors, it's anyone's best guess, given how short-term the X Games typically are, 2 long weekends a year, plus any extra international editions that may or may not pop up, would a company in the sports media world or not really value that content as highly as ESPN does? We have no answer. Personally, I could see something like IMG Learfield, or Learfield IMG, ponying up some bucks like they do with the World's Strongest Man, which they got from CBS. Maybe a private equity company banking up some bucks with the goal of to buy the X Games with the goal of flipping it for future value. Maybe a digital streaming company, but stick around. This is going to get nice and a little calm, actually. So, good luck. Just good luck. Let's see. Man, that's about the only bit of info we got today. Wow. Let's see if we can't say hi to some friends on the land of Skybird Waters. On the land of sky blue waters. Let's say hello to the lovely Mandy Summers, to the charming Mr. Peter Gilmore. Hi to Ms. Giggity, Angela Peterson, Christina Peterson, Brian Mann, Jimmy Jam, Bobby Langford, Yvonne Marie, Sarah Bexley Legrand, Myra Bexley Duan, Yuki Tanaka, Anne Marie Mann, Jay the Brain Man, Matthew Nichols, Jerry Nichols, Nancy Nichols, Alan Oberoff, of course, Ricky Pickrell, Tony Pickrell, Brenda Dixon, Samantha Phillips, Samantha O'Neill, and, of course, the lovely and enchanting Casey Ann and Monica Cram and her husband, Gary Cram. We also say hello to Hilda Clark Bowen and Daniel Wilcox Graves, Bentley Gubar, Bobby Strauss, J.R. Draper, Peggy Ann Dies, Rick Chiappa, Shannon Walsh, January J. Keaton, Brenda Dixon, and some very nice people, Mark Wilson, Claire Flannery, and some great people. We also say hi to the folks on Instagram, on Twitter, on Gab Social, on Minds, on TikTok, and all over the Ethersphere. We say hello to Claudia Treos, to Ronnie Love, to Courtney Lynn Elwood. How you doing? And to a whole lot of people there on Instagram, TikTok, and everyone else. Okay, it is time to wrap things up. We do so with a smile. Time for the scoreboard. It's time to shake it up, baby. Yeah. Shake it up, baby, now. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout. Twist and shout. All right, let's give these folks an amazing finish of sports, scoreboard, fireworks, and then we will see you on Saturday at 11:30 p.m. So if you're ready, we're ready. Are you? Oh, goodness. Okay, let's kick back, relax, give you some soccer. We got 3 games to talk about. Stuttgart in the German Bundesliga, Stuttgart over Mainz, 2-0. In Italy, Series A, Torino and Fiorentina tied at 1. And in Spain's La Liga, it was Huesca 3, Valladolid 1. In basketball, EuroLeague, CSKA Moscow, Bayern over CSKA Moscow, 69-66. Bing, 69, a very workable number. Real Madrid, 72-63 winners over Alba Berlin. Panathinaikos, 91-72 winner over Valencia. Leon Villeban, an 81-78 winner over Cervania Zvezda Mountains. Baskonia over Zalgiris Canoas, 81-68 Yahoo. Okay, let's go to the NHL, not the NHL, but hockey, Czech Republic. Cesc Budovic over Mountfield on a shootout, 2-1. Ziln over Olomouc, 4-2. Trinic over Kometa Brno, 4-1. Karlovy Vary, a 3-1 winner over Mlada Volsov. Bitkovich over Litvinov, 3-2. Sparta Prague over Plzeň, 4-0. Finland, the world is your oyster. Assad over Ilves, 4-1. Hamelina over Kaupa, 2-1. Helsinki over Turku, 5-2. Kuku over Jukrit, 4-1. Tapra over JYP, 5-3. And Vasensport over Salpa, 3-1. And folks, that's it. That's all there is. There is no more. We have done a full hour and 2 minutes. Wow. What a show we had. What fun we've had. That's it. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you Saturday night at 11:30, unless something big. There's a big night of sports action. If there is, we'll see you at midnight. But right now, we're going to see you at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Same time, same place. Steve Baxley, the Baxman, saying thank you for watching. For everybody who's a part of the Sports Final team, good night, and have a ball. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with L2C Media Networks and the L2C Sports. We'll see you tomorrow night, 11:35 p.m. Eastern, right here on my YouTube channel. Till then, blessings to all, and good night, everybody.